Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Just Fixing Garage. I'm Justin, and today we're going to be working on a 2007 Trailblazer. It's got the 6-cylinder motor in it. We're going to be working on some check engine light codes. They've got a couple, but we're going to focus right now today on the O2 sensors, and the O2 sensor one, as well as the canister purge one, which we'll get to in probably a separate video. So 8 codes. So let's go through them. We've got the O2 sensor, bank 1, sensor 1, which we have a part for. So that's P0030, P0135. We have a system 2 lean, which is P0171. We have a evap leak, the P0455. Evap leak for small, P0442. We have a malfunctioning vent valve solenoid circuit, which is P0449. And we have fan speed high of P0495 and P0526 for fan speed sensor circuit. This is essentially has the electronic fan clutch, which unfortunately are known to go out. So right now we're going to jump into the O2 sensor. We have the bank 1, sensor 1, O2 sensor we're going to replace. And I'll walk you through step by step how we're going to do that. And just follow along. It should be pretty easy. I'll kind of break down what bank 1 and sensor 1 means, and you can use it in the future. Well, let's get started. Alright guys, we're ready to get started. Again, we're going to be looking at the O2 sensor. So by the code it said, bank 1, sensor 1. Now you might, in this car it's very simple because it is a straight 6 or inline 6. So there's only one exhaust manifold on this vehicle. But if there was, let's say there was, it was a V8 or a V6, you would have 2 manifolds coming off the car, and then bank 1 would be the side that has cylinder 1 on it, and bank 2 would be the side with cylinder 2. And then as far as sensor 1 or sensor 2, if it's bank 1, sensor 1, it's the side with cylinder 1 on it, and it's the first sensor, so it would be what's called the upstream. So sensor 1 is usually upstream, sensor 2 is downstream being after catalytic converter, upstream being before it. So on this vehicle, on this 6-cylinder here, we have sensor 1, or bank 1, sensor 1. So it's going to be the O2 before the cat, and we can look straight down. Here's our manifold, and then we see our O2 sensor. So that is going to be the one we are replacing today. So I'm going to get down in there with a wrench. I think I may be doing it through the wheel well, but I'm going to put the car up in the air and see if it gives me a little more clearance. So pretty simple part, and we'll follow along. Okay, so we're on the passenger side. I have the car up on the lift, but that shouldn't change much for what you guys would have to do. I'd say just jack the car up on this side to give you more clearance in this wheel well. And we can see if I can get in there. You can see our O2 sensor there. It should be more than enough room to get a wrench on there. And then if you were to follow its wire, it connects at the top right. So I'm gonna get a wrench on there, try to break it loose. It's already warmed up, which is what I would suggest. While it is kind of scary to work on a hot exhaust, if you can heat these up, they usually come out a little better. And of course, when we install it, we'll put some anti-seize on it. But I'm gonna get a wrench, show you what I'm using, and try to get it out. This is OEM Tools 336-25246. so I got it out using that wrench. Let's see if I can get you a clearer view here. So you can see the hole there. I think it's got a bung hole, which is funny, but we've got that out. I have the sensor set to the side, and now I'm working on getting the plug detached, which you can see is the gray right there. I might even have to do that from the top to make it a little easier, but it's just push in. We're gonna push it on one side of the clip and separate it, and then pull it out, and we can slide our new one in. The new one came pre-coated with some anti-seize, but if yours does not, I would say, you know, put some anti-seize on there, because, you know, these are known to go bad, and replacing it when it seeds in there is much tougher. I've had it where the threads come out with it, or it just strips it all out, and then you've got to get something welded in. So I'm going to get this clip detached, put the two side by side, make sure everything matches up, then install our new one. All right, so as far as getting to the clip, the plug, it's better to do it from up top. It's held in with a Christmas tree kind of slide-in style here. But if you pull up on this big plastic piece, you can slide it off of there. And then you're gonna have this pin here is locked into here. You're gonna slide that out, and then afterwards you should be able to separate these two. Easier to do up top. If I can do it with one hand. There we go. It's going. All right, here we go. This part will stay with the car. This will be coming out. Actually, I can just pull it up. We've got our old O2 sensor out, and we're going to be putting a new one in. So let's compare the two and make sure they match for the plugs. We'll get the new one in. All right, so for a comparison, we can see this one looks a little bit bigger than that one. It doesn't necessarily mean anything is wrong with it. These are different brands. This is a Bosch, and this is likely an AC Delco or something. You know, what I'm really looking for is the length of the wire to be similar. And then, you know, with the length of wire being similar, other plug is the same. So, you know, line them up side by side. Make sure the pins match. And they do, because more times than not, you know, if there's gonna be a problem, it's gonna be with the connector, not with, you know, the appearance of this. So this looks good. As I mentioned, this is pre-treated with some, you know, anti-seize. So if you don't have that, put it on there. I'm gonna slide this in the car and get started. And as far as a part number goes, this is bought on Amazon, but the part number is 15131 from Bosch. So if you're gonna do this, you know, don't buy cheap Chinese junk. Try to go with something a little better. Obviously, we could go OEM, but when I compared prices, it was twice as much. So I stuck with Bosch, and it looks good so far. So we'll get it in there. Bosch 15131 for Bank 1 Sensor 1. All right, we've got our new O2 sensor plug down here. It's going to be easier to plug it all up while it's here. See if I can get you guys set up here. Give me just a second. That's better. Okay, so we're going to put our clip back in. Make sure everything lines up. Nice, we hear a click. Then, as I mentioned, this piece here is meant to slide in here. This safety catch here is meant to slide in, and that should keep you from ever pulling it out. Now, I didn't pull my Christmas tree part out yet, so I'm gonna have to use pliers to get that out. So apparently, I ran out of space to keep filming, so it stopped filming on me midway through. I'm not sure what I caught, so I'm going to go over it again. I reconnected all my wiring here. I slid the catch pin back in, and then this new sensor came with a new like Christmas tree style push in, and after I pulled the old one out, I slid the new one in. It's all secured and tied in, so that should complete the O2 sensor replacement. I've got a few other things I'm working on before we wrap up on this job. One of them may even be the electronic fan clutch up front, which I'm going to take a look at. But anyway, thanks for stopping in, looking at the video. Hopefully it helps you do this job. It's very easy. If you do not have the wrench that I have, go to AutoZone or Advance, rent their O2 sensor tools, and you may be able to reach it from up top here. I just find it harder to reach way down there than it was to go in through the wheel well cavity. Again, whatever's easier for you. It's honestly a 15-minute job. I'm spending more time filming than I am doing the work for this case. So good luck. Thanks again, and have a great day.